That spoke to me deeply because everywhere I've ever worked has been insane amounts of overtime. Like I'm just now to a point in my life after being in 17 years where I'm not working the amount of overtime that I used to, basically because I say no. And I'm like, I don't want to work the overtime. I'm going to go home. But for 10 plus years of my life, I worked basically two full time jobs in the fire department, either actually at two different departments or just the amount of overtime because I was still working 96 to 100 hours a week at the department. And what that does on the taking the toll on your body is a real thing. And I think that's an education point for the younger guys out there that are 19 to 24 years old. Like you think you're bulletproof right now, just like I thought I was bulletproof back then. But the reality of what that does to your body over the long term with the cortisol levels and all basically your hormone levels, it becomes a real thing. And I talked earlier about how I've been up and down on my weight, guys. When I was 21 years old, I got diagnosed with low testosterone. My testosterone level at 21 years old bottomed to 189, which is like pretty much female level. I gained 60 pounds in 3 months. And it was because I was riding an ambulance, making 25 runs a day and working 4 or 5 days a week, 24 hours around the clock doing that. Like this job will wreak havoc on your body. And it's not that you're a fat piece of shit, but like when your body does weird things with its hormones, there's no amount of gym time or anything that you can do that can fix that stuff until you get your body right, you get your hormones right. So before you start judging on people really quickly, understand like that 30-year-old, that 40-year-old may need to go get their blood work done and figure out what their hormones and what their cortisol levels and all that stuff have done to their body, that maybe that's why they can't get the weight off. There's guys out there I know of that have been working out every day for months or years, eating right and everything. They still can't lose weight. And then I talk to them and I'm like, hey man, you need to go get your blood work done. And they're like, what do you mean? And I go through this whole conversation with them. And it's like major eye opener. They go get tested and their testosterone's in the 200 or 300s. And I'm like, well, man, that's why you can't lose that belly fat. That's why you can't lose weight and you're having trouble recovering. Like there's so many aspects to the human body that I think firefighters as a whole need to get way more educated on. But I just really kind of wanted to shed a little light on that. Like it's a real thing. And I know you and I talked about it before. Like it's stuff that you've dealt with. It's stuff that you talk to guys about. Like I'll let you elaborate on it, give your take on it. But to me, it's a real issue.
Yeah, I mean, getting your blood work for that is certainly um is certainly a smart move. I would say this with the cortisol levels that you mentioned, sleep is huge. You have to find ways to sleep. I don't know. Yeah, I can only speak to the type of schedule that I've worked. Basically at least two overnight tours a week. For over 20 years now. I still try to work in the field here and there. This academy is coming to an end soon, so I'll be going back to the field for the summer. So I'll be working at least two overnight shifts a week, two tours a week. Um, everybody's got a different situation. When I get home in the morning, or if I went in only at night and I come home in the morning, I have a young family. I don't know if I could just necessarily walk in the door and tell my wife, "All right, I'm going to bed now." That's kind of tricky. It depends. She'll feel me out.
Yeah.
Usually, it's like, "How was your night?" I have two answers. It's either not so. It was either not so bad or it was fucking horrible. That those are the only two answers I ever those are the only two answers I ever give. Right. And anybody that's younger in their career or about to get married or anything, those I advise those are your answers. Keep it ambiguous and speak from emotion. All right.